Yeah. So, are we here? Are we on? Many men become dads way before they're ready. It's just a fact. My first child was born when I was 24, and going on 14, right? I was, and we laugh about it. We say kids raising kids, right? But yeah, it's a fact. My second, I had a kind of a second family, and I was more in my 30s, and I still really wasn't mature. I didn't know how to be in a relationship with a woman. I wasn't mature. It's just, and addicts and alcoholics are slow on the maturity scale. It takes us a while to kind of grow up. And so if you're a dad and you're in recovery and you're under, what the hell do I do? And it's a struggle because, the romantic ideas of how life was going to be with your gal it's not the case, and it's a struggle. How do I do this? And my goal is to build a support community for men who are dads in recovery, and we're building that. We're doing that. And Tuesday nights we've got a Zoom call where we can talk and share, and men need each other to get through this, and even if you're still with your gal and you're parenting and you're full of, how do I do this? What am I missing? And I just want to say one more thing about that. When it was in the late 90s. No, I wasn't in my late 90s. It was in the late 90s. It was a few years ago when I was like, fuck, I had 3 kids now and 2 wives, and actually was on my second ex. And I was like, how do I do this? And I looked and tried to find some men, and I found a group of men, and I've been hanging with those fellas ever since. Not the same guys, but it's changed in some ways, but I've been hanging with those guys ever since, and so that's 26 years, and we do things together. All of our events are sober events, which is neat, although the context of the organization isn't around recovery, but it is around being the dad that you want to be, being successful in your relationships, surviving divorces and bankruptcies or whatever that men run into, so that we're not alone in those processes. Much like the 12-step world, but maybe in a different way. And we have an event coming up in late September that I'm excited about. We call it a Rhino. But I didn't realize I was going to bring this here, but I'm part of that. And if any of you want to do a weekend with around 200 other men, talk to me about that. It's not something that I'm financially involved in, although there is a cost to it. It's kind of like a nonprofit thing, and that's it. Anyway, you're not alone, and recognize that often we're faking it. We're pretending we're adult. For years. In my 50s, even in my 60s, I'd be around with guys my age thinking I'm like the kid in the group, and if you ever felt like that, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody seemed older or more mature, and so here we are being dads with no experience, and many of us didn't have a role model, and so love you guys. Let's talk, keep the conversation going.